So, a very good evening, students. Welcome to Capstone IS Academy. In today's session, we are going to cover about current affairs, and we will try to cover short current affairs. What do you mean by short current affairs? Well, basically, short current affairs means those current affairs that are pretty important for your examination point of view. Okay, they come as a very important part of your examination. And what happens most of the time is that these current affairs, we tend to miss them. We tend to miss them. So we will try to understand our uh, basically current affairs part of this today's topic. Okay. So I hope we are good to go. So let's take a red color, and I hope you also like the red color. So short current affairs are important for the multiple reason that they are basically an important part of your examination. So let's start today's class. So let's start today's class. Ajit Mishra Committee. Heard about Ajit Mishra Committee? No? You should study, my dear friends, because this is UPSC examination. What is Ajit Mishra Committee from the UPSC point of view? Union Ministry of Labor and Employment. Do you see the kind of terminology we're using? Union Ministry of Labor and Employment. We are not calling it Labor Ministry. We are not calling it Employment Ministry. What are we calling it? We are calling it Union Ministry of Labor and Employment. They have constitute an expert technical committee for what? For fixing national minimum wage. What is it? National minimum wage. How much I should get per hour, per day when I'm working. How much minimum I should get. Someone cannot make me to work for 8 hours and give me 30 rupees. There has to be some idea, right? Someone cannot do that. So that's why Ajit Mishra Committee was set up. As per Codes on Wage 2019, this is a code. You have insolvency and bankruptcy code. To improve the labor laws, we brought Code on Wages. The central government is expected to fix a floor wage. That means a minimum floor value. No one can allow, no one can sell less than this particular, sorry, no one can basically pay less than this floor value. How is this floor value set? Taking on the living standard of the workers. How much ration they required, in which city, state they are living in, do they require milk, sugar, or anything. On the basis of that, we have decided a minimum wage which will vary according to the states. Make sense? You cannot have a same minimum wage in Karnataka as compared to Tamil Nadu or as compared to Assam. Okay? So it can also fix a floor rate for the state, and they are not supposed to pay less than set by the center. Now, this is what the new code on wages is going to do. Okay, this is a very important thing. What is that? Ajit Mishra Committee, 3 years term to set national minimum wage for the laborers. Clear? Okay. So let's quickly move to the next topic. Maharashtra plans to import 4 Gir bull for breeding high yield cattle. First of all, which state? Maharashtra. What are they going to do? They want to import 4 Gir bulls. For what? For breeding high yield cattle. Okay. This Gir breed was given to was given from Gujarat to Brazil in the 1990s, and Brazil has developed a very better stock from this. So Maharashtra is planning to import 4 Gir bulls. For what? For breeding high yield cattle. Okay. Now, why Gir bulls? When you already had Holstein and Jersey cows, why do we require Gir bulls? Please understand, Holstein and Jersey are foreign breeds. So they require very high maintenance, and sometimes they are prone to tropical disease, the disease that are affected because of the India's tropical presence, that we are to the near to equator. So that's why we are near to equator. So that's why these breeds are prone for some sort of diseases. So tomorrow they ask you prelims question. Why are we yielding it? Bringing it here for one, for better yields. Second, because they required high maintenance. And third, they are prone to tropical disease. Always study in point wise. It is very much helpful. Okay. Now, since the Gir is from Brazil, it's still an indigenous breed and thus find Indian climate natural. So Brazil also has a similar kind of climate like India, and that's why we are bringing Brazilian Gir from Gujarat to basically, sorry, we are bringing it from Brazil to basically develop better cattle yield. Very, very important for your prelims examination. We'll do editorial later. Just today we'll cover the small current affairs part. Krivik class steel ship or Krivak class steel ship. What do you mean by stealth? When it is hidden. That means it can attack when it is hidden. It cannot be seen by enemies or any other, fighter jets. So this keel of the second frigate of Krivak class steel ship is being built with a technology transfer from a country which has been our long-term friend called Russia. Who is a partner? Who is giving you the transfer? Russia. And who is building it? Goa Shipyard Limited. Okay, Goa Shipyard Limited. Russia is supporting in defense technology in spite of US pressure. Very, very important. In spite of US pressure. US does not want us to go with Russia because they don't like Russia. But Russia is still supporting India for its defense technology, whether it's S-400 anti-missile system or whether building this kind of ships. In October 2016, India and Russia signed an intergovernmental agreement. Please look at the key terminology. Intergovernmental agreement. Please repeat in your mind whenever you are studying. Intergovernmental agreement for 4 Krivak or Talwar steel frigates. 2 will be directly procured from Russia and 2 will be built by Goa Shipyard Limited with a technology transfer from Russia. Subsequently, India has also signed another 1 billion deal with Russia for direct purchase. First one will be delivered in 2016, and after that, 6 months, this is another will come into picture. Another will come into picture. Next topic, very small, but we need to understand why from prelims point of view. From mains point of view, we will do you the editorial. There will be a separate video for editorial. From prelims point of view, we will do this. Legal jurisdiction of Lakshadweep controversy. News have emerged with regard to a proposal to ship Lakshadweep Island from Kerala High Court to Karnataka High Court. Government is denying this report. Government say that we are not thinking anything like that. Several decisions by Lakshadweep administration in recent times, especially with respect to standard operating procedure for COVID appropriate behavior, induction of Gunda Act, demolishing of hutments of fishermen has created a lot of controversy. They, like people of Lakshadweep, think that the government of India is trying to interfere with them. That's why a lot of petitions have been filed in Kerala High Court. And now this report of shifting Lakshadweep jurisdiction from from Kerala to Karnataka has created another controversy. Now, what are the constitutional provision for changing jurisdiction? The jurisdiction of an high court can be shifted only through an act of parliament. Very, very important for prelims. Look at the question. Consider the following statement. The jurisdiction of high court can be shifted by Supreme Court. Wrong. Can be shifted by president. Wrong. Can be shifted only through an act of parliament. Correct. The law states that parliament may, by law, constitute a high court for a union territory. Under which article? 241. Repeat with me. Article 241. Article 241. Article 241, which talks about bringing a union territory under a certain high court. It is incidental to note that the actual name of High Court of Kerala is Kerala and Lakshadweep High Court. Moreover, the mother tongue of majority of the people of Lakshadweep is Malayalam. Malayalam. Understood? Right? That's the reason shifting of Lakshadweep jurisdiction to Karnataka High Court is not a good decision at all. Okay, so your keywords are Article 241 by an act of parliament and Lakshadweep. Clear? Great, intelligent, no doubt. The trust on judges and police is very high in European countries. There was a survey done. The survey was done by Transparency International Survey on Global Corruption Barometer for European Union 2021. Please understand, these kind of surveys are very, very important for your GS4 ethics and sometimes for prelims current affairs. And according to this set surveys, the European Union citizens are divided about which institution have the biggest corruption problem. In half of the countries, they are talking about Prime Minister office, MPs are seen as the most corrupt. In next half, they think that the business executive and bankers are very corrupt. But the trust in police and the local government is very, very high. More than 60% of the European resident reported trust in these institutions. Very important report that can be referred in GS paper 4 whenever they ask you a question on ethics, integrity, and aptitude. ORAN. What is ORAN? Open Radio Access Network. Can you repeat? Open Radio Access Network is the new industry standard for radio access network supplier ecosystem in the 5G solution. So your first keyword is ORAN. Your second keyword is 5G. Please always remember keyword. Okay. Till now, a lot of players like Ericsson and Nokia dominated this. But with the hardware and the software technologies becoming standardized, open source, a lot of new players are entering the market. Now with ORAN, the core of the software which operates base station for 5G network becomes standardized. The problem is, since 5G is a new technology, because of a lot of changes in the technology, a lot of people were not able to develop standard in your basically 5G network. Now, a very important part here is, please understand, ORAN is an open source technology. That means anyone can use this technology and build on it. Point number one. Point number two, since this will bring a standardization in the 5G network operating system, it will help a lot of smaller companies to build the cloud service kind of system on ORAN. However, the bigger problem is that once you standardize and set the standard, a lot of companies cannot do much to change it because there is no scope for innovation, right? There is no scope for innovation. Although it will help the smaller companies, but since there is no scope for innovation, that's why critics are criticizing this ORAN system. Regen CoV-2 in the news. An experimental monoclonal antibody cocktail named as Regen CoV-2 has been found to be a life-saving treatment for some of the people affected by COVID-19. Now, what is monoclonal antibodies? Let's try to understand. Point number one, or step number one. To fight a viral infection, our body creates proteins known as antibodies. Okay? Our body creates proteins known as antibodies. So proteins known as antibodies. So antibodies are proteins. Monoclonal antibodies are artificial antibodies that mimic the activity of our immune system. They are artificial antibodies, but they act like our body's immune system. They are produced through a process that involves extracting antibodies from human blood and then cloning them. You know, cloning, when you create the replica of the organ or basically any organism, we call it cloning. Okay, so we extract these antibodies, we clone them. They are designed to target the virus or a specific part of the virus, and that's why they have been very, very helpful. The monoclonal antibodies, known as Regencov-V2, binds to specific part of spike protein, which is with the virus, and blocks its ability to infect healthy cells. So monoclonal antibodies have been used in the treatment of cancer as well as Ebola. So Ebola again a virus, HIV again a virus. That's why scientists thought, let's clone the antibodies artificially and then use these antibodies against the virus. Clear? Good. Conservation of rare freshwater black soft shell turtle. Turtle. What is freshwater? Keyword. Freshwater turtle. A major temple in Assam has signed a memorandum of understanding with two green NGOs for long-term conservation of rare freshwater black softshell turtle known as Nilsonia nigricans. Repeat, Nilsonia nigricans. Repeat in your mind. Nilsonia nigricans. What is it? It is a fresh water soft shell. Turtles have shell, right? Very beautiful. Soft shell turtle. Now, what is this black soft shell turtle known as Nilsonia nigricans? Till they were sighted in Brahmaputra drainage basin in Assam, this black soft shell turtle was thought to be extinct in the world and was confined to only to the ponds of temple of Northeast India and Bangladesh. International Union for Conservation of Natural Resources have categorized this as critically endangered. Critically endangered. Black soft shell turtle is critically endangered. Critically endangered. It does not enjoy any legal protection under Indian Wildlife Protection Act. That's the reason it has been traditionally hunted for meat and cartilage and traded in international market. Since we discovered this, so a temple by name Hayagriva Madhava Temple in Assam. Hayagriva Madhava Temple in Assam. They have signed a memorandum of understanding to protect and preserve black soft-shelled turtle known as Nilsonia nigricans. Okay, so that's up from Capstone IS Academy today. This is our short current affairs. You will have it on regular on our YouTube channel, on our Telegram channel, on our Facebook and all the social media platforms. So we will have two videos, one editorial and one short current affairs. Okay. Thank you for the day. Goodbye. Take care.